As a creative, you can't really scale or grow your business because you don't know your numbers well enough. You're guessing, going off feel, or you check your banking app every month and think, that looks all right. That's why in today's video, I'm going to break down a simple way you can track your numbers in your creative business. It's going to give you clarity and allow you to forecast growth in your business. It wasn't until I did this in our own business where I finally got that like aha moment, where I could visually see and understand where exactly we were at and then what we had to do to get to where we wanted to grow. Without sounding hyperbolic and carrying on like a pork chop, I think this is what actually helped me visually see how I could get to my next goal. It's understanding how to use a simple profit and loss sheet. As accurately as you want to fill this sheet I'm going to give you in a second out, it's going to give you a perfect top-down view of where your business is at financially. On top of this, and this is a big one, we can actually use it to forecast where you want to get to in your business. We can create scenarios and predict and engineer scale. Without tracking your numbers and understanding what's under the hood of your business, you're never going to be able to grow. You're going to keep checking your banking app and making sure that that magic number that you set that you're not allowed to drop under is still there every month. Let's jump in. If you want this exact sheet so you can work along with me, grab it in the description. It's free. All right, jumping into the profit and loss forecaster. Very simple. If you haven't seen one of these before, I'll quickly break it down. Here's our clients, like projects we're going to put in each month of the year. You have your total revenue, the cost of sales, which in a creative business or a service-based business is going to be your wages, or these are like the inputs to get the revenue. So this is usually the costs of your wages. Total costs, you have your gross profit, which is going to be your revenue minus your staff. You have our margin and our goal margin. We also have operating expenses. So in our type of business, it's going to be subscriptions like Adobe, Canva, all those type of things. Just extra expenses that you need to account for in your business. Our net profit at the bottom, which is what's spat out after we take out all of our expenses and obviously our net profit margin. Let's just start breaking it down really simple. Say currently you have 3 clients that all pay you a retainer. So these clients are retainer clients. And then say we did one project that was $1,000, a one-off. And then we did another project that was $12,500. As you can see, our total revenue is $9,750. We need to add in, obviously, yourself. I'm just going to base this off like $35 an hour for 40 hours a week, which is around, I think it's about that, So yeah, as you can see, we have our revenue minus our costs to get that revenue, which is you working, and we spit out our gross profit. In operating expenses, maybe add in, say you have $500 a month just of leftover expenses. You can see it spat out $3,650 of net profit, and our margin is at 37.4%, which is in our goal. So if this was your business, everything's running smooth, it looks great. Yeah, maybe our gross profit is a tiny bit low, but that's only because we're paying ourselves a realistic wage. As a creative, you have to pay yourself a realistic wage. When you first start, I know it's hard to pay yourself, or you want to reinvest back in your business, but this is a standard number. It's $35 an hour as you just earn in a normal job. So that's why I've used that. Say this was your business for 2, 3, 4 months in a row and you were thinking, okay, I want to hire someone. I think I'm ready to scale. This looks good. Like I'm making money. Our net profit margin is in a good range. Let's try and get someone on board. So say you have the same clients the next month, but instead of that, we're going to add in a new employee. We'll keep your wage exactly the same, but we're going to add in employee 1, and they're going to cost us, say, $3,000 a month. So that's going to be like $32 an hour, 3 days a week. Okay, we'll keep our operating expenses the same, and we go down to net profit. Now, this is where most creatives absolutely fucking freak out, because they put it in a sheet, or they think that investing in staff is an expense when it really should be seen as an investment. And this is the big mindset shift that you have to make when you're hiring someone, is that they're not here to take your money. You're investing in your business by getting someone in to help you. And this is where we'll see the effect take place. So Say you went for this month, you hired your new staff member, and you're looking at your bottom line going, holy fuck, I'm in trouble. If you want direct help with this stuff, where we can jump on calls or you can message me anytime, DM me 222 on Instagram. My Instagram's in the description. Let's just say having this employee allows you to take on, let's say, client 4, client 5, and client 6. They allow you to bring on a few more retainer clients. Maybe they're not as big as these clients up here. Maybe they're only $2,000 clients. But having that extra employee has freed up your time, or they can actually take clients on themselves and we can increase our revenue. We'll keep our wages exactly the same. We'll come down and we'll do our costs the same. And this is where the magic happens. Having that extra employee has allowed us to get 3 more retainer clients. In turn, we're making more revenue than we have before, obviously. Even though our total cost of wages is a little bit higher. So here, if we look at our gross profit margin, that first month we're at 42%. Now with our new employee, we've actually increased that to 45% and we're making more gross profit. Operating expenses stays the same. It's pretty much the same thing. Maybe you could increase this by an extra $100, having that staff member. We come down to the bottom line, and this is where in my head I had that aha moment when I could see it visually in a spreadsheet. So originally our net profit was at $3,650. Now it's pretty much doubled, a little less than doubled, and we're at $6,550. The key thing is, look at our net profit margin. It was at 37%. Now we're sitting at 41%. Now we're cooking. And this is where most creatives get trapped. They think that hiring someone to help them or hiring someone to help deliver a service better or free up some of their time is an expense and it's taking money out of their back pocket. If you know your numbers well enough and you can forecast and plan the impact of that employee, look how it can change your business. You go from making 37% margin to 41%. This was the thing where I looked at it and I was like, holy fuck, like this is it. Now I get it. Now I get the game. I can just map out where I need to go in my business. Oh, I want to make X amount of net profit. How many employees do I need to be able to take work off my hands to allow me to go and get more retainer clients, to allow me to take on more projects? And yes, this is a very simple way of doing a profit and loss. And there's so much more involved in terms of accounting and finance and things like that. But on a surface level, if you can get this as accurate as possible, the numbers in this sheet as accurate as possible in terms of revenue, expenses, wages, there's no reason why you can't use this to predict where you want to go. We've done it in our own business. It works. The key thing I want to point out here is this part right here, when the net profit margin drops to 6%. Now, when you're looking at your P&L sheet and you have your blinkers on, and you start seeing this, you went from 37 month 1, month 2 comes around with our employer at 6%, and you're going, oh shit, this is not going to work out good. You know why. It's mapped out here. You can visually see, okay, what's gone on in the top part of the sheet that's caused my net profit to drop to 6%. This is where it removes that like gut feel and you just guessing. You can visually see that, oh, I know why it's 6%. It's because I just hired someone. Or, oh, I had to increase this expense here. You don't have that fear of uncertainty. And then bang, the next month kicks in. We sign a few more clients through our employee. And we're back in the green. Better than what we were in that first month. And from here, you can just plan out. We can keep this rolling. Like next month comes through, you do the same projects, same clients. You can predict that maybe it stays the same for another 3 months, and then you want to hire someone else, and we can predict the impact of that employee and how that will affect our net profit. You can visually see where your business is at, where you want to get to, and the impact on all the costs involved. You can actually visualize, which as creatives, we're very visual people, you can visualize what growing your business looks like. And like I said at the end there, it's not about always having a fat, juicy margin. It's about understanding what affects our margins and how we can use that to our advantage. I'm super happy if you've hung around because it's going to be such a big unlock for you to be able to forecast growth in your creative business. You won't have to go off gut feel anymore, and you'll always have it there to jump back in if you're ever feeling unsure. Like I said, don't forget you can grab that for free in the description. And if you want my personal help with getting to your next 20K milestone in your creative business, DM me the numbers 222 on Instagram.